No doubt. I can't. That was unbelievable, man. This is crazy. This is fucking. You never know what's going to happen live on WZR.
I just can't. You know what? I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. But if you would ever see this pathetic fucking wretch, you would understand why I wouldn't beat the shit out of him.
Well, I can, just judging by the phone call, actually, here he is. Do you want me to get him back on, or are we going to ignore him?
Forget it. I mean, why not even give him the publicity of being on here? He's nothing but a show promoter.
No, just let him listen to me call him a piece of fucking shit. and he promised, he promised that I would have my money by Thursday. I'm not holding my fucking breath. You're a lying motherfucker, and your fucking promotion with your fucking backyard fucking son, you know, putting the fucking world heavyweight title on your son. You talk about the epitome of fucking nepotism. You're a fucking J-Bron, dude. No wonder your fucking brother won't fucking talk to you.
Oh, Fred?
I thought he might be a decent person because his brother is friends with Pat Patterson, and Pat Patterson doesn't hang out with fucking pieces of shit. Pat Patterson's a fucking very good friend of mine, and it's no wonder that his own brother won't even fucking talk to him.
Wasn't
fuck yourself, dude, and hang up on that fucking prick. I'm not giving him any more. I'm not going to make him fucking famous anymore.
Exactly, my man.
All right, guys, we're still taking live phone calls. We've got Sean, X-Pac, 6-Pac, 123 Kid, Waltman here for a few more minutes. I'm trying to get all your phone calls in, guys, before we let him go. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's your name? Where are you from?
It is Carl. I got cut out by X-Pac, but it's all good.
What's up, man? Cali.
That's right. I guess an off-topic question. You know me. Let me see what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I was on the internet, and supposedly it says on different websites, wrestling websites, that Kurt Angle might retire in WWE and Sting might go to Hall of Fame in WWE. Let's say it happens, and you're Dixie Carter. How would you feel that two of your top wrestlers rather will retire in WWE than in TNA?
Let me just say this, and then we'll let Sean comment real quick. As far as Kurt Angle is concerned, I knew that in a recent interview he had, kind of hinted that he wouldn't rule a WWE return out. But as of right now, he is locked in with TNA, and
for another year.
Another year. Not only that, but I mean, Sean will tell you about this. The travel schedule within WWE, if you're on that full-time schedule, it's pretty brutal, and I just don't know if Kurt wants that these days, where he go back.
You know what? TNA's has started to get like that too.
Well, TNA's doing. They had the TV. What do they do? They've got the TV tapings on Monday and Tuesday, and then they've got the weekend live events. So their schedule, like you said, man, is they're adding more and more dates. So TNA is not going to be that part-time. I guess you could call it part-time promotion, where you've only got to show up for every other week for TV, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
But what about Sting? Will you ever go for, I heard he might go for one match in the Hall of Fame, or is he going to say, screw you, Vince, and screw the, will you say that, or will you go for maybe one match in the Hall of Fame?
What do you think about that, Sean? What do you, I mean, it seems like every year, bro, Dixie Carter says to Sting, one more year, bro, one more year, and he does it. But I think his time is winding down. Sean, you might know a little bit more than I would on that subject.
Wrestling's not the most important thing in his life. He has his faith, and he has his family, and he's a great man. And he does his best to go out there and entertain the people still, but his better days are behind him. Just as well mine are too. But I mean, I can still go out there and deliver. And Sting's own right, he can too. But the fact is that he wouldn't even have come back to wrestling if it wasn't for the fact that it was a very attractive deal for him, and Spike TV wanted him on board. So, it was a big selling point for TNA to get on Spike.
Definitely.
So, and as far as guys, going to the Hall of Fame over there, that's about leaving your legacy.
Right, right.
I mean, because there's decades and decades behind WWE.
Yeah. Hey, Sean, I I wanted to ask you a question, man. I've been wondering this for a while now, and never really heard nothing. You know, when after WCW got bought out in 2002, they ended up bringing Hulk, Kev, and Scott back as the NWO. Why weren't you a part of that group? I mean, were you offered it or what?
What are you talking about?
Back when the NWO came to the WWF back in 2002, when Vince brought them in.
Where were you when I came out and fucking bashed Hogan over the head with a chair and he fucking went all over the place?
I meant, why didn't you come back originally with the three of them?
Because I was out injured.
Oh, my bad. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I took a powerbomb off the top of a cage in Toronto, working in a steel cage match with Chris Jericho.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, and then when you
my neck up.
Well, when you hit Hogan, you said you've been waiting for 4 years to do that. Was that like some legitimate shot, like a shot you took at him for the mustard comment?
Absolutely not, and I had no ill feelings towards him over the can't cut the mustard comment whatsoever.
Okay, that's okay. Good.
I've always thought nothing but fucking the world of Hulk. He's one of the best guys I've ever met, and he's like, you know how Elvis was to his friends? That's Hulk Hogan.
A lot of guys on his payroll, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, he's a great fucking guy.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's your name? Where you from?
Hey, this is Cam, and I have a question for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. I just want to get your thoughts. My friend said the bigger mixed martial arts UFC gets, the smaller pro wrestling gets. Do y'all agree with that?
No.
To a certain extent, there's a crossover audience that once MMA came along, they started to see what a real combat situation was like. But when the story writing was good and the stories were intriguing and we were doing groundbreaking shit and we had compelling characters such as DX, Stone Cold, The Rock, guys like that, we were doing just fucking fine. And we just don't have those guys anymore. And trust me, ratings wise, if you try to put UFC up against like UFC Fight Night up against WWE Raw head to head, WWE Raw will fucking destroy them in the ratings on cable. It's just that in the pay-per-view buy rate area, UFC is king right now, I think.
Right, and not only that, bro, but I got I opened up a MMA UFC website, and I had thought, you know what I mean? Pro wrestling, UFC, they're gonna cross over, they're gonna promote each other. The problem is, bro, UFC fans hate pro wrestling, and pro wrestling fans, well, most pro wrestling fans dislike UFC, you know what I mean? It's not a very good crossover, and it baffles my mind just to think about it, because you would think, you know what I mean? UFC, pro wrestling.
You know what? I don't. I mean, I think there's some people that feel that way, but when I go to MMA events, I get nothing but love and props from all the fucking MMA fans.
Oh, no doubt. I'm just saying, you know, UFC's got that real aspect. Pro wrestling fans. Well, I think older pro wrestling fans are starting to migrate over to UFC, but your younger fans are always going to be stuck on that pro wrestling. You know, even the teenagers. You know what I mean?
Maybe we should do maybe we should work harder in our industry to change the in-ring product to resemble more of a fucking of a real fight.
Oh man, I just remember, dude. I'm 30. I'm 30 right now, man, and I'm thinking, shit, man. When I grew up back in the Attitude Era, I mean, good God, man, for the younger fans now that are growing up with this PG product, I mean, it's like, oh my God, because I'm just so used to coming from the Attitude Era. You know what I mean? And it's a completely different product.
Oh, without a doubt, man.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's your name? Where you from?
It's Chris Chandler again from West Virginia. I was hearing you guys talking about the MMA thing and the pro wrestling and the Sting and, you know, the respect and the Hall of Fame and everything, and all the wrestling companies. Like you were talking about the Attitude Era. You know, nowadays, to me, the WWE is like a damn soap opera. It's like watching a soap opera. Like my grandmother's watching a soap opera. That's how I feel about the WWE anymore. And back in our day when wrestling was wrestling, I mean, anymore,
Well, brother,
you know.
it was always a soap opera. It just used to be a good soap opera.
Yeah, now it's like,
As opposed to a shitty one. You know, first of all, I think both shows are way overproduced. There's way too many backstage segments, and not nearly enough good quality wrestling on the shows. And I equate some of the fucking performances in those backstage segments. I used to say it was bad soap opera acting, but now I equate it to fucking when they used to try to do acting in the porn in the old 1970s pornos.
Like, you know, TNA, I mean, they, back in, 3 years ago, it was nonstop good wrestling. And now they got these 30-minute interviews with Eric Bischoff, Jeff Hardy, and everything like that. I mean, get back to the wrestling.
I agree. That's been one of my complaints for a long time when I was still there. And they bring all these guys in, you know, myself included, and you know, RVD, Jeff Hardy, you know, Nash, and Nash is always and say what you want about Nash, but he liked to try to work with the homegrown talent there. And really, we should have been integrated with those guys to try to help make those guys and help fucking give them a lift up to the next level and show them how to start.
I've always heard about Nash being so big on Saban and Shelley back in the day, and you know, giving them preps. So I mean, I've always heard about Nash really loving their work. So you know, and also with the MMA thing, how did you feel about the whole Brock Lesnar Undertaker thing on a couple weeks ago?
I didn't see it, and if I had to guess, and this is strictly speculation, I have no inside information on it or anything. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I think that there was an assumption that Brock was going to win that fight, and I think they were trying to shoot an angle to maybe have Brock involved in WrestleMania somehow and Undertaker's match.
You know what, Sean? They were supposed to do something. It was actually supposed to go down at the post-fight press conference, right? And Lesnar never showed up because he wanted Kane to get the spotlight, basically put him over, first Mexican UFC World Heavyweight Champion, this, that, and the other thing. So Lesnar wasn't at the post-fight presser. So something was done after the fight. But like you said, man, going into that fight, everybody on the WWE side is looking for Lesnar to come out victor in that fight. And the last thing somebody's going to want to do is run an angle after losing a major fight like that. You know what I mean? So it fucked everything up, you know, in the long run with the Lesnar loss. So, all right, guys, get to the live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat. Sean, you got about 5 more minutes, man, just so we can get a couple more calls out, or?
I sure do, man.
All right, no doubt. Give us a call, guys. It's 518-712-3070, 518-712-3070, and live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat. Record traffic tonight, my man. Awesome shit, man. Awesome.
Here's a question for you, Sean, real fast, man. Back in your early days in the WWF, what was it like working with Yokozuna? Was it tough working with him, since, you know, size difference?
Not at all, man. It was a piece of cake because I had always developed a style to where I could work a match, a believable match with the guy, no matter what size he was. And,
yeah.
And Yoko was light as a feather. He never hurt me once. And what an incredible athlete he was for his size. Not to mention a wonderful, wonderful human being.
Yeah, definitely. Rest in peace, Yoko.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio with Sean Waltman. What's up?
How's it going, man? This is Justin. I called back a little while ago. I really just wanted to talk about the WWE real quick on commenting on it. How do y'all feel